Now at 6:30, a big concern for parents during the pandemic and distance learning is that some kids might fall through the cracks.
That's especially true when it comes to child abuse. Fox 12's Simon Gutierrez explains why a recent decrease in reported child abuse cases might not be a good thing.
At the beginning of the year, the state released a report that said in 2020 there were fewer kids in foster care than there have been in the last 15 years. But those on the front lines of investigating child abuse say that doesn't necessarily mean there was less abuse. According to the Portland Police Bureau, before the pandemic, its unit charged with investigating cases of child abuse would routinely review close to 50 reports of abuse per day. In the first months of the pandemic and COVID lockdowns, they saw that number drop to 10 to 15 reports per day.
And your gut feeling was that wasn't necessarily there was less child abuse going on, just fewer people were reporting it.
Absolutely, and that was definitely one of our concerns, is that we felt that the abuse was still occurring. There was just no one outside of the home that was able to speak with the kids or to get eyes on the kids to make those reports for us.
Starting in October, reports of abuse to the police bureau gradually crept back up, and now the unit is averaging about 30 reports a day.
Kids are getting outside, kids are playing sports again, daycares are opening up, after school programs are opening up, and school is opening up. Which I think the school was one of our biggest reporters.
In a written statement, a spokesman for the Department of Human Services said, quote, "We are still unable to conclusively understand the impact that COVID-19 has had on rates of abuse and neglect. Until Oregon returns to full-time in-person learning, we do not expect to see rates of reports from education reporters return to anywhere close to normal." In the meantime, while there are fewer children in foster care, the agency is partnering with several nonprofits to provide services to those families that are providing foster care and facing their own pandemic challenges.
The one thing I have appreciated through this is DHS actually has reached out to us and saying, hey, we see what you're doing. We really want to encourage that.
Allie Roth is president and founder of With Love Oregon, which provides clothing and other supplies to foster families and offers classes for foster parents. She and her husband also provide respite foster care for families who need a break.
One of the biggest challenges, too, to realize is as a foster parent, we've been asked to not only just take in a child in foster care, we've also been asked to have a child that is going to visits. So what kind of exposure is that having? We're being asked to, if you have a school-age kid, do distance learning. There's been a lot asked of foster parents during the season.
A DHS says while there was a decrease in call volume to its child abuse hotline during the early stages of the pandemic, that call volume has since returned to levels that are closer to normal. Anyone who suspects a child is being abused or neglected is encouraged to call either local law enforcement or DHS. I'm Simon Gutierrez, Fox 12 Oregon.